Welcome to another unboxing video from theplayersaid.com. My name's Alexander, and today we're taking a look at an older game from GMT called Unhappy King Charles. This is the English Civil War, and this is from 2008. So, this game's 12 years old at the time of recording this. This is a second-hand copy, but it is unpunched, so we're going to kind of walk through it. This is a game I've heard a lot about. Oops, I got it upside down. And English Civil War is a topic of which I don't know much about, but probably should. This one's rated as being fairly complex. Usually, I find GMT underrates the complexity of their games. And I say that because like games that I think are quite complex, they rate as like a 5. And I'm like, okay, so the fact that this is a 7, I'm like, yeah, okay, this has probably got some significant meat to it. Although this is, again, 12 years old and things have changed, so who knows kind of where it's at with regards to that. It's a 2-player game, not particularly solitaire friendly because it's card based. There's a lot of cards in this one. What we'll do is we'll crack it open, take a look, like the artwork, like the box. So, the first thing that we have is the cards. And the cards I would presume would come shrink wrap. That's the only thing in here that's open. So we got them in a little baggie. So we'll get these out. But they have this cool little artwork on the back. We like that. That's nice. The cards themselves have actions on them. They also have these numbers in the top left. And some of them are core cards that you'll play with. And then others get seeded or drawn from different time periods. We have early war cards, then we have mid-war cards, and late war cards, for example. And again, there's more of those. And so it looks like this is a combat card. So they have different uses, and all of these have... it's kind of small, but they all have a nice historical image on them, which I like in a game. Even if it's something that's been mocked up, which it looks like most of these are. I wonder if they have any which are... Like this, however, is not, for example. This is a nice little historical sketch. And you have old portraits and things like that. Some of it's mocked up art that probably Roger did. But I like those. And then we have... There's more. There's a lot of these. I don't know if it's... You're making one deck that you're drawing from, or if we have the core deck and then a few sub-decks. But there's a good chunk of cards here. So the rules, we have Book of Rules intended to be a true and exact relation of His Majesty's war upon the commons. So that's fairly cool. I like that. That's nice. We've got some nice theme in it at least already. The rule book is it's the old 2-column, fairly decently sized font for a war game. Black and white. Just matte paper. Good amount of diagrams though, so we like that and explanations, but we're looking at least 23 winning the game. Yep. Optional rules. So I mean, it's 25 pages of rules. The back looks like we got a nice sequence of play. So we'll probably keep that handy. I wonder if we've got play aids for that. Then we do have a playbook. So I'm hoping this is scenarios. Yes. So this is history. A little bit of history. That's always nice. Play notes. Part 1 and Part 2. More play notes. I don't know if this is strategy guides or historical stuff with relation to what happens in the game. Play through. So this is going to be an easy way to learn the game. And designer notes, and then a couple of charts and tables on the back, and then more play aids, so we've got movement, interception, evasion, things like that. So I don't know, maybe there aren't any scenarios, maybe you just play it's the full game. London locales, political control, siege and surrender, fog of war, winning the game, naval rules. Optional rules. Looks like it may just be it's just the game. There aren't any like broken down or scenarios or anything like that, or different situations. So yeah, looks like setup is all right here. So looks like there's one way to play this particularly. I think there's a campaign phase. No, yeah, that's just a phase. All right. So it looks like there's really one major way to play this. Well, that's that. The game has 1.5 counter sheets in it. A lot of which are actually kind of blank here, so it's not an overwhelming number of counters by any means. This small half sheet is a bunch of bombard markers, and then these are control markers. And on the back side you've got the reverse control, and that's just a reverse side of those. So it's some counters on there. There's a little may not assault markers down there. But then the core of the game is with these are your military units. And those have cool little images on them. I like those. Those look nice. But then we've got a bunch of siege markers. All the leaders, most of which are in colour. That's always nice. Enjoy those. And the back, looks like most of this is just labels, so typically that means there's not reduced sides or anything like that. But that's it. It's one sheet and 1.5 sheets of counters, so nothing too bad there. Okay, we have here some play cards. So this is probably going to be set up on either side. So we have the Parliamentarians and the Royalists. The Parliamentarians are kind of the orange faction. And then the blue faction of the Royalists, the Cavaliers. So on here we've got, so these will be out. We've got field generals, regional generals, and local notables. Probably how and when you recruit things, and then a little key down here as well. So each one has these. These are not identical because different regions will have different, and different towns have different kind of loyalties, so to speak. So that we'll have these out, and then we'll have the map, and the map will have some counters on it and a deck of cards. So it's not that bad. We don't have any play aids, so to speak. Again, these are on the back of the rules. I might photocopy and laminate some of those to make that a bit easier. But the map itself is a very nice looking map. And that's one of the things that appeals to people about this game. Okay, so the bottom... Oh, that's interesting. Am I upside down? That's very odd. So here's what I mean by it's kind of odd. So here's the map of England, and everything's oriented this way, but all the charts and tables are oriented a different way. So I don't know if we're supposed to sit on each side or what they intended with that. I'd be interested to see why that was the choice. I don't know, that's just interesting, I guess. But you can kind of see the starting, you've got these blue royalist aligned areas and these orange ones, which are the parliamentarian aligned areas, and probably some not neutral but places that can be swayed towards. It looks like the green ones are orange, the red ones are blue, kind of. So presumably your cards work in different regions where you can muster different things, different forces. But it's a very nice, very clean looking map. The keys and the tables and the charts also seem very clear, even though you're looking at them upside down. At the top we do have a nice little key for the whole map as well. And just some nice little touches of artwork with the blood spillage here, along with the title. Let's take a quick look at these charts up here. I like that they're color-coded, makes it nice. But it's, you know, everything's in full color. You've got little images of the different guys, and I think their little special abilities maybe, or different notes on each of those leaders, what they can and can't do. As well as we have this naval status chart, and then a turn track up here as well. So that's the game. I do also have, as an option, there is a fully mounted map board. And I believe it is just the same map. Yep, it is. Okay. It's identical. It's just mounted. So if you like mounted maps, or if you really like this game and you want to kind of pimp it out, this is an option. They did one of these. The availability of this, I'm not sure, because often things go in and out of print. But this is an option if you are looking for one. It's available. You can. It exists. That's what I'll say. It exists. It is possible to get this either from GMT or through the secondhand market. This is something that is available. So if you love this game and you want it, there is a mounted map. It is identical to this paper map. It's just mounted. So that's Unhappy King Charles from GMT. Again, it's an older game, but it's a topic that I want to learn and explore more about. We do like our card-based games. And I think this one will be, I hope, very interesting, because it's a different period from history that we don't normally do a lot of wargaming on. So I think it'll be a good experience for all involved. But I'm excited to try this. This is Unhappy King Charles from GMT. It's available on secondhand market if you can get a hold of it. And appreciate you guys tuning in. I've been Alexander from theplayersaid.com.